My name is Sophie. I am 33 years old and work as a nurse in a busy city hospital. My job is to care for people during their toughest times. I often work long, grueling hours, both during the day and at night, despite the exhaustion. I love my job because helping others gives me purpose. A year ago, my life was simple and quiet. I lived alone in a small apartment. I didn't have a boyfriend or a social life. Most of my time was spent at work or visiting my mom, who lives in a small village. She's elderly and needs help with her daily tasks. My routine was monotonous, but comforting in its simplicity. Then, everything changed. A new doctor joined our hospital team. His name was Daniel. He was 31 years old, 2 years younger than me, and strikingly handsome. Daniel had a tall frame, brown hair, and piercing blue eyes. He always wore a warm, friendly smile, which quickly made him the favorite among the nursing staff. At first, I didn't think Daniel would notice me. I considered myself plain, average looking, with no fancy clothes or glamorous hair. But to my surprise, Daniel started talking to me. He was kind and attentive, always asking how I was doing. His small acts of kindness, like bringing me coffee or sitting with me during lunch, made me feel special. One evening, as my shift ended, Daniel offered to drive me home. Hesitant at first, I accepted. During the ride, we talked about everything: work, our families, and our interests. His company was easy and enjoyable, and for the first time in years, I felt a spark of happiness. From that day on, Daniel often gave me rides home. We started spending more time together outside of work, and one weekend, he asked if I wanted to see a movie. We had the day off, so I agreed. After the film, we strolled through the park, talking for hours. I found myself looking forward to every moment with him. But just as I started to believe there could be something between us, Daniel dropped a bombshell. "Sophie, I need to tell you something," he said one evening after work. "I'm married." The words hit me like a ton of bricks. I stared at him, unable to speak. Daniel explained that he had been married for 5 years to a woman named Rachel. They didn't have children, and according to him, their marriage was unhappy. He claimed they had grown apart over the years, with little in common and barely any time spent together. "I feel alive when I'm with you," he confessed. "You make me happy, Sophie." I didn't know what to say. A part of me wanted to believe him, but another part knew this wasn't right. I started questioning everything. Why would he spend time with me if he had a wife? What did he see in me that he didn't see in Rachel? A few days later, I went to the supermarket to pick up groceries. As I walked through the aisles, I heard a familiar voice. Turning the corner, I saw Daniel. He wasn't alone. He was with a woman. She was tall, elegant, and beautiful, with a radiant smile. They were laughing and looked happy together. My heart sank. I quickly left the store, avoiding any chance of being seen. At home, I couldn't stop thinking about what I had witnessed. If he was so unhappy in his marriage, why did he look so content with Rachel? I realized I needed to confront him and understand the truth. The next day at work, I pulled Daniel aside. "I saw you at the supermarket with your wife," I said. "You looked happy. Why are you spending time with me if things are fine with her? Daniel's expression turned somber. Sophie, it's not what it seems, he said. Rachel and I put on a front in public, but we don't share the same connection that you and I have. With you, I feel like I can be myself. His words left me conflicted. On one hand, I cared for Daniel deeply. On the other hand, I didn't want to be the reason someone's marriage fell apart. I decided to take a step back and think things through. Over the next few days, I confided in my best friend, Emily. She listened patiently as I poured out my feelings. Sophie, she said gently, you deserve someone who can be with you completely. Don't settle for less. Her words resonated with me. I needed to prioritize my own happiness and make a decision that aligned with my values. A week later, Daniel called and asked to meet. Nervously, I agreed. We met at a park, and I told him how I felt. Daniel, I care about you, I said, but I can't be in this situation. You need to figure out what you really want. If you're unhappy with Rachel, you need to talk to her. But I can't be the other woman. Daniel nodded, his face filled with regret. I understand, Sophie, he said. I just want you to be happy. We said goodbye, and as I walked home, I felt a mix of sadness and strength. I knew I had made the right decision, even though it wasn't easy. Life is full of difficult choices, but sometimes we must choose what's best for ourselves. If you enjoyed this story, please like, subscribe, and share.